Hello, YouTube. I'm here with Maria Laura Pereira and Solange for another English immersion here on Talk and Talk. And today's topic is fluency and language mastery. So let's start with the first uh, question. Solange, could you read and answer the first question, please?
So, first question. Do you believe that fluency means speaking without any mistakes or just being able to communicate effectively? So, in my opinion, fluency means that we are more aware of the way we should use the language. So, for me, in my case, and I have to say that I'm not so perfectionist. I think I'm a normal person regarding perfection. But when we start understanding better the language, more we demand to ourselves.
Mm.
So I think that fluency means using uh, 90% uh, a correct language and able to say what we want really to say and express.
Mm. I agree with you. I think this is something important. You touched very good points that I would like to highlight. For example, this idea of perfection, and how we demand of ourselves, ask
Mhm.
ourselves too much sometimes. So, and if you think like that, we are not fluent in Portuguese, because we make
Yes,
mistakes in Portuguese. But so it was interesting what you said about say what you want to say. I think this is one
yes.
of the things that for me too means being fluent. So thank you, Solange. I
Thank
totally
you.
agree with you. Maria Laura, what do you think about the first question?
I think fluence is not about being perfect, but it's important for me to have communicated with other persons and that they understand what I say.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I think that communication is the key. Sometimes people have a very good knowledge in vocabulary and grammar, but they cannot communicate in a language. So I think that establish this communication, this link between you and the other person. It's essential to consider ourselves fluent. Totally agree with you. Good point, Maria. Pereira, what do you have? What do you think about this? What it is being fluent to you in a language?
I would say that's absolutely not. I think that speak without mistakes it's normal, even in your mother language, as I said, To me, to be fluent doesn't mean I speak without mistake at all, because the mistake is part of the process, And I have to make mistakes to develop our abilities, Even in Portuguese, I've been speaking Portuguese for almost 38 years, since I was born. I'm still learn Portuguese, because sometimes when I
That's the
read some
point.
books, I know new words, I learn new words, I learn new structure, Sometimes I make mistakes in Portuguese, Even in English, it's normal. Because to me, fluency it means communicate well, to be understand, If another people
Mhm.
understand you, it's fluid. Of course, there are different kind of level, different level of fluency, Of course, the high level, intermediate level. I think it's normal. It's possible, Different level of fluency, Okay, native level, C2, C1, different level. I am working hard for get to the next level. C1, C2, I don't know what's my level, but to me it is, to be complicated. It is different kind of level, but the most important thing is to be understandable, And another person understand you, it's good, To me it is. Mistakes,
Yeah,
it's part of the process, of course.
yeah, I'm totally related to your answer, Pereira. I totally agree with you. And it's something very fluid. even if you think about our modern language, for example, in my case, I've been living, guys, just to say something for you. If you want to say something, just open the mic. We are just four of us here, like that. If you have something that, oh, I really like what Pereira said, I'd like to say something, go, okay? So because for me, in my case, I really think, for example, my Portuguese is worse now that I've been using a lot foreign language here. I'm living in Austria. I speak only in English with people here, and of course that my Portuguese is decreasing. Of course, it's my mother language. I'm fluent. I'm not saying that, but it's something that happens. And with foreign language, it's even worse, I think, because for example, right now I'm not using French too much. So it's normal that my level of fluency, I'm still fluent in French, but my level is not the same because I'm not using. So which leads me to another point. I think that it's important to regard a language for your purpose. I want to speak English because I want to be able to travel, to have access to new contacts or things like that. If you're able to do it, it's okay. Because I think in a certain point, if you are trying even to achieve another level, it's impossible. I think I don't know. It's a thing that what you said makes me think about it. Maria, could you read the second question and answer, please?
In your opinion, what's the most frustrating barrier when you are trying to express a complex idea in another language?
What do you think about it, Maria?
I think it's when I know what I want to say, but I don't know what words use in English.
No, it's sorry, but it sucks. I have to say it because it happens to me every single day, and it's hard. It's hard. I'm getting used to be frustrated, but it's hard. What do you think about Solange? Did you have the same problem?
I have the same problem also in Portuguese, so it's not a problem with the language. Of course, when we are communicating in a foreign language, I don't like to be limited or be how do I say, communication is very good, and it's the tool to connect with others, right? So when I cannot express myself, like talking about complex situations, or even when I have to deal and speak about my emotions, it's not about the language. It's about using specific words that the other person can understand. It's very difficult because, especially in English, and specifically when we are communicating with other persons that also are not native English natives or Portuguese natives, it's very difficult. It could be very frustrating, very. I have to say that in most cases, I quit. It's very difficult. So I prefer to give a hug or to cry. I try to transform the communication in a non-verbal communication, and I think it works better.
And they said the same, but it's what I said. It's very intelligent of yours because it's it's communicating. As I was saying, there are people that can speak fluently but cannot communicate. Go ahead, Solange.
And I also have to say that the non-verbal communication is universal, right? So
that's true. But
so,
you have to pay attention because, for example, some gestures
cultures
have
and so
different
on.
meanings.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it's
But I
good.
think empathetic communication works
I
really
totally
well
agree.
when we are dealing with non-verbal communication. So it's about feeling the other and try to figure out how can I say something like thank you, and I really enjoy what you made for me, or I'm sad, I'm worried. Sometimes could be very difficult to communicate. Sometimes I quit, depend on the subject, depend on the context. And then sometimes I use another tools or another ideas. Like
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. What do you think about it, Pereira? Do you have
So
the same experience?
I have. Because I remember, it was a couple of months, couple of years ago, before I started to learn English, my English was so basic, at the time, I remember I was working in the north of Brazil, or Pará region, and I was working for people from Germany, Of course,
Mhm.
the people there communicate in English. And English is international language, And I remember that I tried to communicate with the guy in English, but my English at the time is so basic, Just
Mhm.
English from high school,
I understand.
just verb to be, And oh my gosh, I used my poor English at the time. And okay, reading is okay. Good morning, hello, how are you? But after the conversation is going to be more higher, And at the time, I could not express myself, And I feel a little bit nervous. And it was good to me because I promised to myself at the time that I will learn English. I have to learn English. It was in 2017. After that, this happens, I started to learn English. I started to interest more in English, because I don't want to suffer more, like that, and I want to be able to speak English, and it happens sometimes. But it's different, because the most part of the conversation I can uh, have a good conversation in English, have no problem. I've been learning English, of course. I'm still learning English, but right now I can express myself better, In my last job, for example, and I spoke English a lot there in meetings, with people from India, Germany there. It was good.
That's good.
And I find this part for there's a great place to speak in English. And to me, it's better. I feel my English improve each day here. It's immersion, and to me, it's a good place, a safe place, the better place to practice my English. Sometimes I forget some words. It's normal, I try to
Yeah.
remember in my mind. Oh my gosh, that word. But of course, I try to say another. We have a lot of vocabulary because I spend a lot of time listening, reading in English. It's good for us. But that is, I think that sometimes can be frustrating, but sometimes necessary to open your mind. I have to learn more. It's happen for everyone. Every learner, uh, surfer, in that way, he sometimes cannot express himself.
That's good. I really like it, what you shared with us, Pereira, because it was good. In my personal experience example was not the same that yours. For example, I just gave up. The first when I was younger, I just said, "Oh, English, it's not for me. It's impossible." I was a very good student at school, but English was the only thing that I said, "No, this is not for me." And it was good that see that you, in your case, it is traumatic experience, or not traumatic, but just something that you are frustrating experience. You just say no. After that, I will do it, and you start to learn
Mhm.
more and more, improving your English. And for me, I just really had the courage to study English 1 year ago. That it doesn't mean that I didn't had that I didn't know English before, but I really said to myself, no, I have to face it. I've already speak French, that it's not usual, and I cannot speak English. So it's completed 1 year that I really decided to do it, and that's very good. And guys, and I really like another thing that you said that is related to our next question, because we talking right now about a negative feeling that it's frustration in general. And then now I would like to hear from you. When you feel good, and the example of the question number 3 is how do you feel when you can finally understand a movie or a song without using any subtitles? Not just these examples, but moments in your life when you said, "Oh my gosh, I really know a little bit of English at least. I can enjoy this thing because I know English." So let's start with you, Solange.
Third one, it's the third question, right?
Yes, the
Yes.
third one.
How do you feel when you can finally understand a movie or a song without using any subtitles? I get surprised, I have to say, because I am studying and improving and listening and speaking and so on and blah, 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 blah. And I don't realize my own development, I have to say. Just like now, I'm hearing myself and realizing that I'm able to communicate a whole sentence. This is amazing for me. So, wow, you are able to say a complete sentence without interrupt or think and so on. So it starts getting more automatically. This is amazing for me. That's when I realize that I'm improving. Um, I will always get surprised and happy when I realize that I'm starting uh, uh, noticing my develop my improvements. I can notice already. This is amazing, and I get always surprised and happy. And that's all.
That's good. That's good. But we
Yes.
have, we have to celebrate it. This immersion here
Yes.
happening, it's something amazing, that we are 100% in English and we are able to communicate. So sometimes I think that we are so, as you said in your first answer, we are so hard, with us, ourselves.
Yes.
So have to celebrate.
Yes.
And
You're
what
right.
about you? Yeah. What about you, Maria Laura? Do you have this kind of experience to, did you have it?
Yeah, I feel very proud, and I'm trying every day improve my English and talk more confidence and learning other words and vocabulary. And I think the same of you, and some years ago I thought that English was not for me, and now I think I can learning and understanding what people in around of me were saying, and this is very surprising, and I feel very proud.
Yeah, you should be, it's so young and you speak English so well. That is amazing, Maria Laura. Your future is brilliant. I'm sure.
Thank you.
Well, congratulations. And you, Pereira.
So of course, when I was beginning English, I was really excited. Every time when I understand the structure of what a word in English, that are from songs, from series, I was so excited because it's amazing. It's amazing. Even in those days, of course, there are different views. Of course, when you are intermediate, or almost advanced, we started to look for words that you don't know. That's amazing. For example, you listen to podcasts and you listen to words that you don't know. I don't
Mm.
know that word. But when you are beginning, when you start to understand the word that you know, do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
different.
I
It's
understand what you're
amazing.
saying. Yeah.
The most part of the podcast that I listen right now, I can understand 90% or almost 100%. It depends about the podcast, of course. But of course, I have to learn much more. There are a lot of words, there are a lot of structure, there are a lot of phrasal verbs that I don't know yet. But it's different, no? When you are intermediate and you are beginning, you started to look for new words that you don't understand. But at the beginning, you look for words that you understand. That's interesting to me. But of course, in French, for example, it happens to me. Sometimes I listen podcast in French. Oh my
That's
gosh, I
good.
understand the most part that the guy says. It's amazing. I feel happy. I feel excited. I don't know about you guys, but have you ever dreamed in English while you sleep? It's happened to me. While you sleep,
Yeah.
for example, I remember that I have a dream in English. It was
Yeah.
amazing. I met a guy that I didn't see for a long time. I say that phrase to him long time see, in that haircut. It was amazing.
That's
I
good.
wake up, I wake up happy because I have a English dream. It's of course because two days before I spent a lot of time listening English, entering into my mind. I think it is, no? I think why that. But that is, no? It's, as Maria said, it's proud, I feel happy when it happens to me. It's amazing, no? That's a great part of the learning language.
That's good. And you guys, have you ever dreamed it in English? Not Solange, not
No,
Maria. Oh,
still not for the moment, no.
yeah. No,
And about you,
because
Rafael?
yes, because especially now, I've been living here in Austria. It's been only for 3 months, so but now, especially when I dream with people from here, my experience with them, experience are in English. So
Okay.
it makes sense to me.
Austria, people speak
They
German.
speak
What?
German.
Okay.
Yeah, they speak
Okay,
German.
German.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will start my German courses next month.
Have you tried German?
Never yet, this for me, and I think that it's a little bit related to our next question. So I will read it. So if you could download a new language directly into your brain, which one would you choose? Sorry, for me it would be German because it's so important in my field, for professional reasons and even for my curiosity too, because of German. I would be able to have access, many content in my field and different things, literature. So it would be amazing. And I really think that really challenging. German it's so far from away. Portuguese, for example, French, Italian are close because they're Latin language. English it's different, but it's at least it's something that it's impossible nowadays living without have a contact with a little bit of English, because it's everywhere. But German, it's something. It's a new challenge that I'm thinking about it. And I will start right now, and that's my point. So I would choose German if it would be possible. And what about you, Solange?
Here in Portugal, companies are starting requesting in job for job candidates the French fluency. It's new here in Portugal. Yes, it's very strange, I have to say, but I don't like the language, the French language. But since we are starting here with this demanding, I would like to choose French. However, I agree with you, Rafael, because German is so difficult. I think it's so difficult that if I can wake up in the morning, next morning, and I have downloaded a language in my brain, having German fluency, it will be a dream, I have to say. But if I can choose one, I'll choose French.
Interesting. For
Yes.
practical reasons, you would professional reasons, you would
Yes.
choose
I
French.
also I believe that's very interesting, the Chinese language.
Very good point.
Regarding the graphics, the graph, not exactly the fluency, but the way they also communicate by handwriting and so on. So the culture that they care when they are writing, it's an amazing also opportunity to learn. We say in English Chinese or Japanese, or we say Mandarin also, like.
Honestly, I think the both are possible, but I'm not sure.
Okay. Okay. That's an
But
idea.
you made a good point. Now I'm doubting about my choice. Maybe Chinese would be better, more
Yes.
strategic.
Yes,
Let,
probably.
let's see what the new generation thinks about it. So, Maria
Mm,
Laura, for you, if you could choose just one language, what would be?
I
What
would
language
choose,
would be?
I think, French, because I think the accent is very beautiful and I love hearing people's and who are fluent in French. I think it's very beautiful and useful, and I can't understand one word they say. So I think it's very, I think it's beautiful, and I don't know.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Come. You and Pereira are more than invited to my French immersions here, and you will see that it's easier than you think. French. It's so close to Portuguese that you can see that you are evolving fast. So it motivates us more, I think. But of course, it's a foreign language, so you have to study a lot. But that's good for us. We have an advantage that we already speak Portuguese, so it's not so difficult. But good, very good, Maria. And what about you, Pereira?
So,
You already said no, you're not. No, you didn't say.
okay. If I could choose a language that I learn, downloaded right now, my answer it's Chinese. But now about you, I I choose the Chinese before, because
Good.
Chinese is their future language, I guess, because everyone knows China. It's improved a lot in technology. And I've been working some Chinese, in my last job, uh,
Mm.
they are a smart person, and I believe that China going to going to be a great country around the world. Of course, the United States and China has put this place, to me. And to me, it's important, to know Chinese because, as I said, it's the most important, one of the most important countries around the world. And of course, I will earn a lot of money because I will I will work like translator, because it's hard to find a Chinese translator.
Yeah.
It's hard, in a company before here, it was look for a Chinese, translator. It's hard to find, And to me, of course, I will take my opportunity. So I enjoy this opportunity to earn money, But there are another language that I really like, so interesting, Greek. Greek, because I'd like
Mm.
to read a New Testament in Greek, That's amazing,
Mm.
Because New Testament was wrote in the Greek Koine, Greek Koine, So, to me, it was amazing because when if I have opportunity to read a New Testament in Greek, I will deeply more, I will understand it more because the Bible was translated several times, and I will deeply dive, into the Bible. To me, it was interesting. Hebrew, it's another good one because the New Testament was written in Hebrew. It really is no Chinese, Greek, Hebrew, I choose three.
That's good. That's
Because
good.
there are
That's
a lot of
good.
amazing words.
Ancient
But
Greek.
Maria said, I think interesting about French. It's a beautiful language. I was interested in French. Uh, it's interesting because Rafael, speaking several languages. You can answer this question. Do you feel different when you're speaking French or speaking English and Portuguese? Your mind, what do you feel when you're speaking English, for example, when you're speaking French? It's different language. What do you feel?
Yeah, no, I really think that the language shapes a little bit our personality. So I really
Mhm.
feel it's not that my values are the same, but I just think that I can uh, be another person, a little bit, or not
Mhm.
another person, but explore another
I
side of
understand.
myself when I speak in French. For example, French, because for me, language is the most powerful, important aspect of a culture. So even if we share with Portugal the Portuguese, the way that we speak Portuguese is it's different, a little bit of different of Portugal, and I think that it's related to our culture too. So what I'm saying is. French to me, it's more. It's a way that I discovered myself in a French culture, and I really like it. For example, so talking about and English is something new to me, and then now it's been related to Austria, my life here. So the way that I express myself is totally different, not totally different, but a little bit different. I really think that it's something interesting to think about it because I'm the same, but I have the opportunity to discover myself in a different way. So that is,
Good
I don't know
point.
if you have
Good
the
point.
same experience.
You said the same that a friend of mine said to me. My friend of mine speak 3 or 4 languages. It's like to open new gates in your mind. And
Totally.
he started to learning Chinese, for example, it's another culture, it's another culture, you know. How's that?
Totally.
I open another gate in my mind, another version about me, you know. It's the same person, but different gate, you know, in the mind. You know? Of course, learn a new language, it's amazing, you know. It's beautiful. It's amazing thing, you know. I think that's
No, I
it.
totally agree. I totally agree with you. Solange?
I would like to add something. I agree with you. I have already noticed that when I'm speaking English, I'm not the same as I was talking or speaking in
Yeah.
Portuguese. I'm not this. I don't have the same freedom when I'm communicating in my native language. I feel free to communicate in the level where I can say whatever I want in the profoundly or not profound. In English specifically, I realize that the language itself it's more uh, practical. The English it's very
Mhm.
practical than Portuguese one. So I noticed that even in Portuguese, I'm starting being more synthetic because I'm synthetic when I communicate in English. So I realize that I'm not the same when I'm not so so Solange like I am when I'm speak Portuguese, my native language, but on the other side, I can beneficiate both. And that's like Pereira was saying. When we start learning and understanding a new language, we also engage with the new mental perspectives and mental ideas, and this is very interesting, I have to say. So that's
No,
all.
that's amazing. And at this point about English, I have the same feeling. And it's one of my, issues in speaking English that I have the impression that I'm not yet, that I'm not able yet to do this really in the synthetic way.
Mm.
As you said, for example, I try to do, the same thing that I do in Portuguese, I'm still doing, trying to do in English. And it's very good, very good point,
Thank
Solange.
you, thank you.
And what about you, Maria? Do you have this idea? When we speak English, do you feel that you can find a different Maria? You are the same person? Tell me more about your experience
I
with
think
English.
I get more uncomfortable and I've been quiet and I'm not comfortable talking in English. So I've been really jealous.
In Portuguese, you're not someone more quiet. I forgot how to say
And
tímido in
shy,
Portuguese. Shy,
shy.
shy, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I'm
Yeah, go.
I talk a lot, but in
Ah,
Portuguese, but in English I get very jealous and I've
by
been
now, by now. You're an extroverted person, but right now you're still finding your way to express better yourself in English. But it's just a question of time, If you come here all the time, you will be more yourself and discover another Maria in English. Guys, I think that we don't have more time for other questions, but I would like to hear from you. To start, and I will bring back the people. But I would like to first of all say just for you that it was a pleasure have this conversation here. I really like it. This subject are very interesting, and we can share our experience, our feelings about this process, learning process. So thank you so much. And I would like to start with you, Solange. How was for you being here today?
It was great. I have to say that I exchanged some ideas with my colleagues. On the other hand, we had some ideas in common. And I have to say that the insight I will keep with me regarding this immersion is about the identity. I have a different identity and I have to explore more and try to figure out how can I match both in order to be more genuine when I speak in English. But I really enjoy it. Thank you so much to all.
Thank you. And something that I think that it was you that started how this new language changed our way to
Yes.
use our mother language. It was
Yes,
amazing.
yes.
I really liked it.
Yes.
I really liked it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Guys, everyone, you're back. I really don't like it when I have to split it, especially when we discuss this kind of topic, that it would be great to have everyone and know. But now it's my opportunity to hear what happened in the other room. So, Brizola, how was the conversation there?
I really like this conversation. I did a lot talking about with guys. Thank you so much for being this topic because I really like them about developing English because I did and learning a lot, about experience. Thank you so much, Rafael. I really like it.
Ah, that's good. I totally agree with you. It's it's the topic that we are sure that everyone here is related on this topic. So that's good. Pri, how was for you?
For me, it's amazing. I love the conversation. I learned a lot. But, Rafael, it's necessary more time, please.
Yeah.
It's necessary more time, please. But okay, thank you very much. It is perfect. For me, it's amazing.
Agree with you. Just 50 minutes, stuff like that is not enough to have a decent discussion and deep discussion about it. I totally agree, Pri. So thank you for being here. Almir, how was for you?
It was very nice, Rafael, and actually we had a fight. I'm just kidding. Lucas withdraw a sword, I withdraw a knife, and that's it. That was what happened. Lucas was holding stones to throw. Well, I'm just kidding. And it is good to talk about that because fluency, yes, it's all about English that we are talking about. I don't know if we have much time, but anyway. So for me, fluency is some people think that speaking fast, oh, that guy is fluent. No, come on. Sometimes you make a lot of mistakes and you hide your mistakes speaking fast. No, I don't agree. For me, as I said in the other room, to have fluency, it walks hand in hand with accuracy, precision, precisão. What's the point if you speak fast and you make a lot of mistakes? People won't understand you. So speak a little bit slower, make the other person to understand you. That's what it's all about, in my opinion. So it was good talking to the other people. And which was one, Solange, in the beginning, I heard Solange said that she lives in Portugal. It's good. I was, this week, maybe I saw that Portugal is the country number 8 in the entire world that speaks a good English. I mean, a country that does not have English officially. It's not official,
Yes,
official
but
language.
it's mandatory at schools. It's mandatory. So
okay,
we have
it's mandatory, but it's not official.
yes,
I mean,
true.
this yes, it's true.
Like in
so
Austria, that's like speaking English in
where
Austria is
yes, what I mean to say is that where you are, you find a lot of people to talk in English because Portugal is number 8, if I'm not mistaken. So that's good. I'm
yes,
sorry, here in
yes.
Brazil, we don't have much people to talk
No,
in.
you
You know
don't.
that. That's our problem
Companies
here.
start already to have the network and all the meetings in English here in Portugal. That is very good for even for locals. It's very good because it help us to improve and also to
Yeah.
break down some beliefs that I'm not able, I can't, I don't know, I don't understand. So companies are changing here in Portugal, and you're right, Almir. They are giving opportunity for everyone to speak more English. That's correct.
Yeah,
So I I don't have any excuse to continue, right? I don't have it.
No. Please,
Keep going.
keep going here. Yeah, and, it's important. Practice more and more. It's another opportunity here. So thank you, Solange. And just for here to hear even Maria Laura, that was your first time here. I'd like to know how was for you this immersion, Maria.
I really like it, and it was good to hear everyone talking, and I like it a lot. This topic is very important, and that's it.
Thanks so much for being here, Maria. It was a pleasure have you here. So when come back more time, other times in the it will be nice for you and for us. Lucas, how was for you, my friend?
I really like this topic. I really like this immersion. This topic is very important. Talking about this topic is very important.
That's good. I'm happy that you are here, and say to your brother that that I'm waiting here. Too with you. I don't know. Maybe he is on the school or thing like that. But tell him that he have to come back. Okay. So thank you, Lucas. And Pereira, I think you're the last one.
Was amazing, I really like talk about the language, this is my big one about talk, and this was a great opportunity to listen others, different opinions as well. And to me, it is, fluence don't means to don't have mistake, don't make mistakes, even with mistakes, it's possible to be fluent. To me, there is different kind of levels, and of course, but when you can communicating, when you can be understandable, to me it's fluence, Even in Portuguese, we make a lot of mistakes, And I have different level of fluence about you, if you're a liar, survey, And of course, we have a different education, different place we live, And even in Portuguese, there are different kind of level when it comes to fluence. But to me, to be understandable, to be can communicate, it's the most important thing, that is. Thanks for your time. It was amazing.
Yeah, thank you so much, Pereira. And I'm totally agree with you. That we could, stay here for many times trying to, uh, find a perfect concept for fluency. But I think the most important is, communication in general, and be, able to say in a comfortable way what you want to say. And I really like this topic. So, guys, we don't have more time because another immersion will start just after this one. But I would like to say thank you so much, and I'd like even to advertise in here, by another immersion in the same time tomorrow. So we are more than invited to join me here for discuss and try to be fluent and become fluent, even more fluent, if you can say like that, because we already are able to. If its fluency is to be able to communicate, and you are doing it here, so it's good. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow on another immersion, and that's it. Bye bye.